up, guys? It's the Pi Guy, and today we're going to be looking at operations with variables, so let's get started. Alright, so what are variables? Variables are letters that we use to represent unknown numbers. The most common variables are A, B, C, N, W, X, Y, and Z. Some variables we use for certain things, like X and Y we use for equations. We always put things in the X and we get out the Y. That's for equations. We use the L for length and W for width when we're talking about rectangles. Let's talk about operations, starting with addition and subtraction. When we add or subtract, we can only add or subtract like terms. So far, you've probably added and subtracted just numbers, which are all like terms. Now, we are going to look at things that have letters too, which are called variables. So now, like terms are things that have the same variable and have the same exponent in their variable. These are examples of like terms. So like 5, 3, 1, 1/2, and 7. These are all like terms because they all don't have a variable. So meaning they kind of all have the same variable if they don't have one. These are all like terms because they all have an x to the first power, x to the first power, x to the first power, even though we don't write the 1. And over here we have unlike terms. They both have an x, but this is an x to the square, and this is an x cubed. And over here, this is unlike because this is 5 with no variable, and this is 6 with a y variable. So they have different variables. So we cannot add these examples here because they do not have the same variable. We can't subtract them either. Let's now talk about our last two operations, multiplication and division. Here are our rules. You can multiply and divide both like and unlike terms. So we have an x and a y here, and we're going to multiply them together, and we just get xy. Typically, when we multiply two unlike variables, or even a number and a variable, we just put them next to each other. You can also multiply and divide any two numbers just like you have been since you started math. So 2 times 2 equals 4, 8 divided by 4 equals 2. These are also like terms since they don't have a variable. You can also multiply and divide any two variables. When we multiply like variables, we just count how many we have and we put that number as an exponent. So we have 1, 2x, so we get x to the 2. X times y, well, we have 2 x's, so we get x squared and a y. Again, when we multiply or divide unlike terms, we just put them together like this. Finally, you can multiply and divide a number and a variable. Since they're not like terms, we just put them next to each other. So we have 3 times x, 3x, so we just put them together. 4 times x squared gives you 4x squared. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video or thought it was helpful, please give it a like and comment down below what you guys would like to see in my next video. If you thought a part was confusing, please feel free to screenshot it, send it to me via Twitter, Instagram, or email, all of which are linked down in the description, and I'll definitely help you guys out with it. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Alright, so multiplying two variables with numbers in front of the both. Alright, so you can multiply two variables with numbers in both variables. For example, we have two variables here and they have numbers in front of them. So to multiply these two things, we're first going to multiply the coefficients. We have 5 times 7, that equals 35. And then we multiply the variables, x times x. We count them, we get 1x and 2x, gives us x squared. So we put these 35 and x squared together, we get 35x squared.